something. 분위기가 겁나 싸. 요새 내 유행가 왜 늦어? 안 되고 나도 마찬가지. 재미보다 같아도 그래도 더 아무도 날 따져. 아무거나 시켜도 아무렇게나 숨져. 아무렇지 않아 보이게 아무 생각이 싫어. 아무 괜찮아. 지금 타요 너무 everyday. Give it up 한번더 아무 노래나 들어. 아무렴 어때 있어. 아무래도 그 시급한 사가 배고파 만큼만 복잡 싶은 나가 요거라마다 어디야 넌 오병내 주라 싸워 그런 분위기가 장 우리 지치로 말라고 우리 명령 찾아시켜 멈추다 시간 모두가 오고 그들은 주게 그들은 주제 생수를 한 번만 두스백 점점까지 분명씩 잘했다 왜들 그리 다운돼 있어 뭐가 문제야 say something 분위기가 겁나 싸 요새 이런 게 유행인가 왜들 그리 재미없어 그거 나도 마찬가지 재미보다 같아도 그대로 붙었어 아무거나 나에 따져 아무거나 신나는 걸로 아무렇게나 춤춰 아무렇지 않아 보이게 아무 생각이 싫어 아무 괜찮아
Scott, are you not going to introduce me onto this podcast?
All right, you know what? Scott has decided he's not hosting Deep Diving with the DCs anymore. So Shinwoo and I are going to be on the podcast here, starting now. How you doing, Shinwoo?
On the surprise show on the what's your podcast called? The Heroes Deep Dive or something?
Yeah, the Heroes Hot Seat. The best show.
The Heroes Hot Seat.
Yeah, the Heroes Hot Seat, the best show that this league has to offer. And I got to be quite honest with you. I feel like this episode of the Deep Dive with the DCs might have to be the last. They have a guest host now. It is that bad. It is that bad.
It's brutal, man. I didn't think my first time on the show, on any show in the league, was going to be such a crap experience. But you know what? You might have saved me here.
Yeah, Scott texted me and let me know he got a error. I don't know what that is. I'm going to try and resend him the link. I'm going to give him one chance, and if he doesn't get it, we'll just have to deep dive here. So we'll see what he's got. Oh, we might have Scott back. Let's bring him in here and see what he's got to say.
Here we go.
Let's see. Let's see here. Scott, Scott, can you hear us? Earth to Scott. We've got you back.
Scott, please say a single word.
Yeah, okay.
Oh boy.
Oh man, this is a crap show.
Scott, please talk.
I'm trying to talk.
Yeah, we can hear you, but I'll be quite honest with you, Scott.
Oh, what's going on?
We can hear you, Scott,
what?
but you are. It sounds like you're about 30 seconds behind us, and it's not pretty.
Jesus Christ! I'm on my Wi-Fi.
Have you considered not being on your Wi-Fi?
Yeah, dude, get off your Wi-Fi,
I will
bro.
try not being on.
I can't believe this.
All right, you know what? I'm coming back to host here.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Brendan, I don't think one host is enough for me. I might need two.
I am, as Austin said, I am Kanyeing the hell out of this show right now. I'm just taking it over.
Absolutely.
Oh, we might have we might have Scott back. We might have Scott back. Let's bring him back in and see if he's there. Scott, can you hear us?
I'm off the Wi-Fi. Can you hear me now?
It seems to be better. I think you just need to scrap your router and call it a
It
day.
seems to be slightly better.
So the personal hotspot would have worked. I suggested a long time ago that I could use the personal hotspot, but Shinwoo said my laptop sucked.
I think your laptop and your personal hotspot and your Wi-Fi just all suck.
It needs to be scrapped. Oh man.
Well, here's the thing though.
Okay.
Your Wi-Fi's in the basement, right?
Yeah, and I am upstairs.
Yeah,
So
that'll
go to the freaking basement.
That's fair. Well, I'm off the Wi-Fi now. This seems to be working.
Yeah, maybe if you
Yeah.
went outside and held your phone up to like a cell tower, maybe it'd even be even better, Scott.
Can you just
Yeah.
go on your
No,
rooftop, bro?
that's-
I mean, can you learn how to fly?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna step out your way here and let you host this show, maybe. But I'll be at the ready to step right in if I need to be hosting 2 shows this week. So
Thank
Oh,
you,
man.
Brendan. I appreciate you doing this. Thank
Yeah.
you.
no problem. Just I hope you know who has the better show now. It's very obvious at this point. So
It's starting
Ex-
to become clear to me too.
I expect that recognition on this podcast. So
All right,
with
get out of here, Brendan.
with that, I will let you guys go. Shinwoo, I look forward to seeing you on the Heroes Hot Seat soon. I'm imagining you're looking
Brendan.
forward to it as well.
Brendan, I mean, if it's much smoother on your show, I would gladly be on it.
And with that, take it away, Scott.
All right, thank you, Brendan.
Shinwoo, I'm feeling I'm getting a sense of hostility from you towards me in this show. Is that correct?
No hostility. Hostility is all towards Stage 10, the worst and
Okay.
crappiest service in YouTube live streaming. I would never advertise Stage 10. They are the worst. They're gonna have to
Yeah,
send
well,
me an email, send me a code with a free discount or free membership, but this is just ridiculous.
I agree. Every week there seems to be more and more problems, and um, it's probably partially stage 10, partially my Wi-Fi and laptop. Who the heck knows? It's probably a combination of a lot of things. But hey, you know what? This makes for maybe Shinwoo. You being on this show is the equivalent to like uh Michael Jordan coming out of retirement and the whole world watching. It's very iconic. We got
I understand.
perhaps the most sought after guest on the most watched show. So it's just a match made in heaven. So really appreciate you being on this show, Shinwoo.
Happy to be here, finally.
Finally, after 2+ hours.
Mhm.
Okay, Shinwoo, we we got we had a lot to talk about, but I'll probably scrap some of it. But um, we kind of ended the last show, the one that got cut off, by talking about you being asked to be on Monday Night Commish, but you declined
Mhm.
out of respect for this show and because it's your favorite show.
Mhm.
But really, it's because you dislike Ryan. That's the main reason.
Whoa. Hey, what kind of talk show are we on right now? Are you trying to put words in my mouth? You're trying to put
No,
these untrue words into my mouth right now? Are we about to have
no.
beef right
I
here
I
on
just
your show, on your last episode? We're about to have beef.
between you and me.
Let me clarify, Scotty. What I said
Okay, go ahead.
was
Go ahead. Go ahead.
that
That's all I'm asking.
Because I signed on to be on your show first, right? I was going to be on your show first, and if I needed to be on a different show before your show, that person needed to get permission from you. Because that is how I protect my credibility, I have to follow the protocol here. And so Ryan Smith refused to ask permission from you to be on his show before me being on your show. And that's what happened.
I understand. Okay, so I may have skewed some details there. But basically what I told Ryan, he did not ask for permission, but what I
He did
told him
not.
is that I own the rights to the Mon Dynasty being on this specific podcast, and I was going to deny permission even if he did ask. But okay.
Well,
I'm,
Scotty, you know how to flatter someone. You definitely know how to flatter someone. So I do appreciate the loyalty and the business mindset that you have to procure me as your last guest on your last hosted show, and also for me to be the first member of the league to ever appear on your show,
yeah,
or my first
so
appearance. I apologize.
yeah, because you're the last member of the league to be on a podcast, and Shinwoo, you kind of made something public. I'm glad you brought it up. Um, the timing may seem fishy with all the technical difficulties, but um, this is going to be the deep diving with the DC's last show. I know we said there would be 8 episodes. So I apologize to Mike Vick in a box and the Beasts. You guys were going to be the other guests, but I think I think ultimately Deep Diving has saturated its market. We're going to go out on top. We are consistently the most watched show. Just look at the numbers. I'm not even going to argue with Brendan or Ryan on it. It's just a straight fact. We have the best content. We have the best guests, the best host. So we are sad to announce this will be the last show that the Dynasty Champions ever host, but we could not ask for a better guest um, for it to be the last episode with. Um, Now, Shinwoo,
Thank God it's
this.
over. That's all I gotta say.
Oh my
Damn
God,
it.
this is. Oh my God, why is this? Who's talking? Who? What is this shit? Jesus Christ. Okay. Anyway,
Mhm.
Shinwoo, I wanted to stay on the topic of Ryan for a second. Um, have you been grocery shopping recently? Do you have Target? Do you go to Target in New York?
I do actually. I do. I sometimes go to Target in New York just to buy cases of water, maybe some tennis balls, some dish soap that's not horribly bad for your hands. Stuff, just some simple stuff. Why, what's up?
That's what's up. Have you ever bought carrots at Target?
I've never bought a carrot from Target. No. Why? What's is
No.
are they horrible?
No, actually, it's something that if you went to Target expecting to
Hmm.
buy carrots, you would think that Target would carry carrots, right? But it turns out that here in the high location in O'Fallon,
Hmm.
there were no
Hmm.
carrots on display. And when a certain employee in this league that
Oh.
works at Target
Hmm.
um, was asked
Yeah.
if there was any carrots in the back, to maintain our health and helps
Hmm.
helps with your eyesight. There were no carrots
Hmm.
in the back. In addition to this employee of Target, customer service was a little bit rude,
Oh.
according to some sources. And so it's a little disappointing. So I just want to give you a heads up. If you go to Target,
Hmm.
don't expect to find any carrots, and don't expect to have good customer service. Um,
Wow, that is a big claim to say about such a huge franchise.
it's a little disappointing, very very disappointing. But I'm sure they have good tennis balls and good dish soap. Um, just make sure to not ask
That is true,
Brian
they do.
if you. I, I'm not gonna. I do buy tennis balls from Target. Um, that is my go-to.
Hmm.
In fact, I do need another supply, so I'll probably be going to
Mm.
Target soon to get some tennis balls. But
Okay, okay.
yeah, I had to share it publicly that according to some sources, Ryan was not on his best behavior today at Target and was not very helpful. So
That's quite
thank you for
disappointing.
nothing. Yeah, it is disappointing. Um, Shinwoo, the league does not
Hmm.
know what's up with you. I mean, I'm fortunate to be able to talk to you often, but many members
Hmm.
in the league don't. And
Mm.
everybody wants to know, what are you up to right now? Why don't you give like a brief little summary of what you've been doing, how you
Hmm.
spent the quarantine, and what you're up to now?
All right. Well, in terms of fantasy football in our dynasty league, I am definitely in the process of rebuilding the Mun dynasty. Now, it's not like I had much hopes to win the championship or even make the playoffs this season, but after the first 4 games of the league this year, oh man, I knew that this was going to be the worst year for the Mun dynasty. And so I had to put my mind into different gears. What do I have to do now? And I said to myself, well, I do have some quality players on my team, the best being Dalvin Cook. And I knew that people needed a few players on my team. Now, I wasn't going to win this championship this year, right? And I'm not a one hit wonder. I never liked being that guy. I never liked being the one season team and then just drops off out of the face of the earth. So I want my team to last for generations. And so that's what I had to change my mind into. I had to change the gears and I started shopping away. And, some might agree with my trades and some might not agree with my trades. I'm definitely not the best trader here, I'm not. But I think I made a very, very good trade for the longevity of my team, which was the Dalvin Cook Amari Cooper trade that I made with you.
Yeah, well, are you going to
But
pause
no,
right there, or you want to continue to your other trade?
so I've heard some concerns from the league about my Jimmy Garoppolo trade with Alex Boydbach, and initially I
Derek
did
Carr.
want a. Oh, I'm sorry, Derek Carr. Yes,
Yeah.
but Derek, I initially wanted a first round pick for Derek Carr, and to be fair, honestly, I forgot that a certain player in the league actually offered me a first round pick for Derek Carr. I was
Yeah,
very caught up in
it
work.
was me.
Uh, so here's the voice of God just coming in and reminding everyone about a mistake that I made in my trading. I will say that I should have made a better trade. I guess the hot hand of trading with the dynasty champions got me in a trading mood, and I was just a bit more susceptible to trade for a lower value for some of my players. So I do regret that. I'm an honest man. I, you know what? I will take responsibility for the Mun dynasty of a bad, not a bad trade, but not a favorable trade, or a trade that I should have got more value from. So I agree with a lot of the people in the league about that. But you know what? I've made plenty of bad trades before. That's why I refuse to trade with Johnny Watson. Just cut the bad voodoo from the roots. So no more trading with Johnny Watson. You heard it here.
Well, Shinwoo, a thought just occurred to me that, uh, I appreciate you taking responsibility for the bad trade because you have taken heat from just about everybody, with the exception of three members in the league. But
Mm-hmm.
everybody else has been very critical of this trade. But is it possible that the Green Machine could they have poisoned you in any way? Did were they doing any sort of like voodoo or hypnosis? Because it's entirely possible. I wouldn't put it past the Green Machine that they did this. So I want to make sure there wasn't any illegal substances involved when you accepted.
Well, here's the thing, Scotty. Whenever I make a trade with someone, I
Hmm.
always remember the previous trades I've made with that specific GM or a specific
Okay.
team owner. And so I can't lie, the trade offer that I gave him was very late. I think it was past 1 a.m. in my time. So it was very late and I was sleep deprived. So maybe that was a big factor. Not on
Oh,
Alex Boydock, but maybe on me. But here's the thing. There was a huge controversy back in the very first season of the Dynasty League in which I made the playoffs and Alex did not because of a specific, um, a very controversial auto setting on the NFL Fantasy app. But whatever. Maybe this was my way of making amends to the green machines. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe subconsciously I thought, maybe I should give Alex a more favorable trade because there has been some beef between us since season one. And maybe from here on, we wipe our hands clean and it's a new beginning between the Green Machines and the Mun Dynasty. But who knows?
Shinwoo, that was to no fault of your own, and all that happened that year was you getting highly criticized by the Boydock family for what happened when it wasn't your fault. So I
That
don't
is
understand
true.
why you have to
That is
make amends
absolutely
for
true.
something. Yeah, like why do you have to make amends for something that wasn't your fault to begin with?
Well, Scotty, you're a good guy. You're a good man. And I mean, I'm not as good of a guy as you are, you know? That's you're a great human being in this league. You know, a great humanitarian. But I want to be a better person in my life. And I'm always striving to be a better person. And there's these things called the bigger people, being the bigger man. And I'm not saying exactly that I am the bigger man, but you know what? If I have to accept that role in my relationship with the Boy Dogs, I have to. I will humbly accept being the bigger man in this relationship. Um, I did feel attacked though. It was two Boy Dogs against one Mun, and I did not have my father backing me up in this situation. I was only, what was I? Was I only 18 or 17 at the time? Uh, I was pretty young at the time, or maybe, or was I older? I don't know. But I was pretty young fledgling back in season one. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
You
But
know what, Shinwoo?
you know,
Hey,
I don't want to make a bigger thing out of this. You know, I mean, they're good people.
Yeah, no, Shin, when you said, you're gonna take the higher ground, absolutely respect that. Um, as two good human beings, but you and me, it's important to just take the high road against those villain Boydock people, and now
Now
we
here's the
got three
thing,
in the
though.
league, so
Let me stand up for Chris Boyda, CB. Now CB
okay.
has done nothing wrong, and the sins of the family should not be passed upon their descendants. I don't think CB should take any blame or any of the sins that they have committed. So let's please keep CB on the he's a good one. He hasn't done anything wrong. He's the youngest of the family. Maybe even the ugly duckling of the family in the league. So, he's gonna bloom into a beautiful beautiful swan. So, let's keep him apart from the boy ducks, the older ones.
Uh, I'm hesitant to do that, and here's why. He's on my bad side, but I like him
Why is
better
that?
than the Beast and Machine. Um, he is currently, and he's currently in the playoffs. He's my biggest competition, to make it to the playoffs.
Mm.
It's probably just going to come down to him and I for the sixth spot, and the reality is my team is better than him. It just is. It is on paper. It is statistically based on points scored. The only the only way I'm not better than him is by record. So my beef with Chris
Hmm.
is his team is currently in the playoffs and mine is not. But I feel my team is significantly better than his. Now that's to no fault of Chris's. He's just putting out the best roster he can. Um, but I don't know. What I would say about there being a good Boydock is Zeke. Zeke Boydock is the real Boydock. Um, he's the
Interesting.
best. He can do no wrong. Shout out to Zeke. I hope you're doing well, Zeke. I miss Zeke. But yeah, that's my opinion on the Boydocks. You're a Zeke fan too, though, right?
Am I a Zeke fan? Well, I haven't spent as much time with him as you have, so I will have to say that I'm a Zeke acquaintance. But am I a Zeke fan? I can't really say that.
Oh man, yeah. You're gonna have to spend the time that Zeke and I have spent together. Zeke and I have spent tons of quality time together. Zeke and I know each other really well,
Hmm.
and he's a big bro. But anyway, I guess enough with the Boy Docs. Um, oh, okay. Ryan's wanting us to rank the Boy Docs. Um, well,
Oh, rank the
I'll put
Boydocks.
Zeke at one. Um,
Hmm.
to the best of my knowledge, I don't think Mrs. Boydock. She might be pulling the strings of everybody, but I'm gonna give her the benefit of the
Oh,
doubt.
oh man.
And say she's number two. But I'd like to hear your opinion on that. Is Mrs. Boydock really the grand master of all this Boydock conspiracy stuff? Uh, and then I'll put Chris
Well,
at
here's the
three.
here's the thing.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Well, I know immediately you're gonna put Alex Boyd at the last rank for your rankings, but let's be real here. In terms of fantasy football, you have to put um, Mr. B at the highest ranked spot in fantasy football, out of all the Boydocks, and then um, it would be AB because he's been in the league longer, and then CB at last because he's still very fresh. But in terms of, let's say, being of the Boydock clan, I would say that you're correct. I would put Mrs. Boydock at number one. she might be the only Boydock of that clan that for some reason intimidates me. So I don't know. I don't know. She's just a very intimidating person, and I'd have to put her at rank one. And then, yeah, we'll let the cookie crumble there from the rankings. It's no one's really a threat, in power level. Um, but I would say that for a brother from another mother, I have to put AB up there, man. AB's rank one from a brother from another mother. So those are my rankings.
Let's stay on this topic. So here's something I want to bring up. Some people might know you as the owner of the Mun Dynasty.
Mm.
Some people might know you as an up and coming actor. Some people might know you as just someone that lives in New York. But Shinmu, quite honestly, your greatest, uh, perhaps the greatest accomplishment in your life, um, could be taking place in 5 months, or will take place in 5 months, when you are going to officiate Alex Boydock's wedding.
Ooh,
Where
yeah,
would
that
that
is
rank
a.
on?
Whew.
It might be the most important thing you ever do, Shinwoo. Who knows?
I, I mean, um, yeah, I mean that might be one of the biggest events, the biggest life event that I will have in my life. Honestly, it's a huge honor. Honestly, I am pretty nervous for it. Uh, I'm pretty nervous for it. Uh, yeah, I mean, I'm not usually nervous on sets when I film something as an actor, but being the officiator for Alex's wedding is going to be quite the pressure on me. Um, Not because it's something to be scared of, but I just want to make sure I do the best job possible for him, because it's not about me. It's not my special day. It's Alex's and Allison's special day, and I don't want to ruin it. I want to make sure that it's a day that they can always cherish and remember and tell their kids if they want kids. I'm not sure if they do, but you know, um, no. But again, like I'm super thankful to Alex Boydock and Allison for even uh, thinking about me to be a part of the wedding in such a way. And yeah, I definitely won't let them down. I'll make sure to. Uh, I won't make it complex. Like overthinking it is going to be a problem. I'll just make sure that it's simple and honest, and make sure the day's about them.
No, that's well said, Shinwoo. That's came from the heart right there. And yeah, in all seriousness, we make fun of the Boydocks uh, with regards to fantasy football, but in all seriousness, they're good, awesome family, the best, one of the best families that friend could ask for, and they're all awesome. I'm still gonna put
Absolutely.
Zeke at number one, but everybody in that family is great. But do you feel ready for it? Like, do you have a speech ready to go, or you working on that? Do you have
Well,
your license?
I don't even have the license yet. So
Okay.
yeah, but I
How
I
long
am
is that
doing a little
process?
bit of research. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm waiting to hear word from AB and Allison about the next steps, but I think it should be a quick I don't think it's going to be a long process. So yeah,
Hmm.
no stress. Whenever I'm going on their time, so whenever yeah, I'm just on their time. That's pretty much it.
Well, maybe Alex is listening, but I'm sure Allison is. So Allison, feel free to put in the feel free to put in the chat when should we should get this license.
Wait,
Very nice. Yeah.
All right, yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, I bet Allison listens to all these shows. That's my guess.
I don't know. I
Um,
think you're putting your hopes in the wrong basket here, but
that's fair. That's fair. Um, Shinwoo. Okay, but when I said earlier that
hmm
the league wants to know what you're up to, and you gave a very good fantasy football answer, but what are why don't you tell the league what you're up to like outside of fantasy football? Like what job are you
I
working?
see.
Um, what do you do on a daily basis?
So for me, currently, uh, right now, I'm in this weird in between state in my acting career. So currently, I'm trying to find representation as of this current moment, and I've tried. I've tried back in February before the coronavirus started uh, pretty much delaying and pushing back and shutting down everything. And I heard a few emails back, and pretty much I was at the final steps of maybe getting into an agreement, but I would have to show them a a reel of my acting, and my reel is not that impressive. It doesn't really show much like I'm doing a good job of what is asked of me from those scenes, but it's not really showcasing my abilities and talent. And so this reel is a pretty mediocre reel. The thing is, I have a look. My headshots are good. My pictures are good. I have a good look. I'm Asian, so that's always a plus. But the one thing that's getting me down, I believe, is the reel. So now I'm in the process of kind of not restarting, but kind of mm, changing it to a new phase where I'm trying to film film more projects of me in more challenging and more diverse roles. However, I'm not really booking those roles while I'm applying for those auditions. So from here, my next best bet is to probably the next best bet is to record my own scenes, like write my own scenes of a variety of characters, and then film them all in one day with a proper crew, with proper quality and proper editing, and then make my own reel of showcasing my acting, and then that'd be what would accomplish and get me in there. But so I think that's something that I can definitely achieve in getting representation by before the summer of next year, for sure. And other than that, though, I have been looking into voice acting, uh, but I'm also in the process of trying to figure out what characters I want as well. So I have to create a voice reel. So I'm doing that as well. And what else? Oh, and then just my personal life. For work financially, I currently work at a restaurant because people working at restaurants in New York actually get paid a pretty decent amount of money. So, you know, that's pretty much what I'm doing now. I don't know. Is that enough information? I feel like I kind of bored people
Yeah,
with
there's a lot there.
the acting stuff.
No, I don't think you're boring people at all because I actually have some follow-up questions. So with the reel,
hmm
um, when you gotta write and act to add like more complexity, more diversity to your reel, like you said. So what kind of
hmm
characters would this consist of? You like you said you would kind of act out multiple characters. What would be good examples? Would these be like existing characters that like were already in movies that we would know, or you would just completely make them up?
So something like that. So they would. I mean, I think a good foundation of this would be to kind of envision myself in a lot of these roles that we see now. And so, take for example, like I don't know if people have seen Parks and Rec, but the character Ben Wyatt from Parks and Rec. um, I think he's a character that I'd be able to play very well. He's he's kind of like the straight man. He's a logical, smart guy who's also kind of a nerd, a little bit of a geek, and he's in the field of where he's dealing with numbers, and he's also a comedic character as well. A lot of his comedy is coming from his timing with other characters, and how usually he's the character that a lot of the audiences relate to the most. You know, because there's a lot of crazy things, a lot of crazy situations that happen in Parks and Rec, and he's usually the more like the
Level-headed.
more regular guy. Right, yeah, the level-headed. And so his reactions to these crazy situations are really funny to the audience. And also his chemistry of being kind of like that geeky nerd with other people, and how the comedy of him being this geeky nerd comes out about how he loves Star Wars and Game of Thrones and all that jazz with other characters is funny. So, a character like that, or somebody. I also need to show that I can be, a the main love interest in, any. I mean, because if you really think about it, a lot of shows, a lot of movies have a lot of romance in there. So, Ryan relates the most to Purge,
Yeah, that's
but
it's common knowledge.
so let's see. So I need to showcase that I can also be a strong romantic lead as well. And so I would also have maybe I would have a scene of a guy who is in the middle of a breakup with his girlfriend, or maybe he got caught cheating with his girlfriend, or maybe he's having he caught his girlfriend cheating on him, or his fiance. You know, I have to create these
Mm,
scenes that are these high stakes situation, and having me in a very emotional state, and I need a variety of
mm,
that. And so I need a scene where I'm in emotional distress because my heart is being broken with a significant other, or I can show so much this incredible loss of sadness, and this feeling that my heart has just been ripped out of my chest, of seeing maybe a relative or my mom being killed in front of me, or maybe she died from cancer, like stuff like that, or even
I,
um, maybe like another high stakes scene where maybe I need some drugs, like I'm going through withdrawal, I need some drugs, or I need the money, and I'm planning on robbing like a bodega, and I'm currently in the middle of talking to, like, we just robbed the bodega. My partner are stressing out, saying like the cops are onto us. We're in this high stakes situation of like, what the hell do we do? How do we get over this? So like um, just these scenes that put me in these emotional circumstances, to show that I can do it, show that I can
mhm.
believably and entertaining, or in an entertaining way, execute these types of roles. So that's pretty much where I'm at right now.
And so then, just to clarify, when you do this, are you actually going to pick, like, would you pick a scene from Parks and Rec, that Ben is in, and kind of recreate what Ben said and the way Ben acted, or would you, or you're just using Ben from Parks and Rec as an example, and then but create your own unique original scene? Like, which route
Pretty
would
much
you go
the
when you
the
act it out?
the second options. So I
Okay.
second option. So I would pick characters that I feel like I'd be able to play very well, and then also from there, create a scene with that kind of character in mind, but also making sure that the scene has a very high stakes situation. So, um, it's showcasing my range as an actor.
Okay, that's what's up. Very good. Um, and I'd imagine
Hmm.
because of these high stakes situations, you would have other actors in it. But you ideally you would be the spotlight, the feature. But you would have other
Hmm.
actors kind of as role, kind of like assisting you, helping you out, playing
Hmm.
the minor roles. Um, do you have friends that would do that?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh man,
Okay,
I have so many acting friends that exist in New York, so I think they'd be more than down to do it. And honestly, here's the thing: all I need these scenes to be are maybe 15, 20 seconds long. So like
sure.
what I would do is I would try to get like a 60-second, 1 minute reel, a 60-second, 1 minute reel, and from there, each scene in that 60 seconds is going to be like 10 to 20 seconds,
Mm,
and because the thing is like no one, a casting director doesn't want to watch a reel that's like 5 minutes long. They want to watch something quick, to the point, and something that they can just be like, oh yeah, they can do that, or yes, I can see
mm,
them as that role that I'm casting for. And so that's
mm-hmm,
all I need: a minute reel, five different emotional circumstances, five different characters, and go from there. So it's actually not that it's easy, but it won't be as hard as, because I'm not writing a whole show. I'm not writing a whole movie or episode. I'm just writing these 20-second scenes, and it might be hard for me as an actor to kind of get my state, my getting into that kind of state, just because it's 20 seconds and I haven't written a full script for it. I haven't done a full analysis from the script that I can utilize. But it's I'd be able to. I try to shoot it all in one day. I'd pick five different actors, each for a different scene, and honestly, I'm kind of excited for it. And I'd probably shoot it sometime in February. I'm trying to grow out my hair right now. Like my hair is in a transitional state as well, so I'm trying to get my hair into a pretty good state. But yeah, no, I'm excited for that, and
Hey, you got to get that
I'm
flow
also for
going.
the voice acting reel. I need to get the flow going. Absolutely. But yeah, I also um, I think I have like three characters set for my voice acting reel too. I want five as well, which is also a minute. So now I'm just trying to. I think I have three characters that I think I would want to do as a voice actor, and then from there, yeah,
Wh-
just kind of get the
What's that?
ball rolling.
Can
It's
you give us a preview of the voice acting and then actually do the voice now?
okay. Well, hopefully it sounds good on my headphone mic, but um, I would say so. There's this character. He's kind of he's kind of like a tribal clan leader, um, and he has more of a softer voice. He's kind of it's a soft but stern and elegant voice, and he kind of the voice is kind of inspired by Aqualad from Young Justice. I don't know if you've seen that show, but kind of that kind of vibe, you know.
Okay.
No, no, no! Don't get too excited, Austin. It's not an acting exclusive, but what is it? So let me see if I can get into that range. I have a recording of it on my phone, but let's see. Hmm. Let's see. It would be hello, hello, hello. I am the leader of this tribe, and you are trespassing on my territory. I advise you to leave. Something like that.
Dude,
I don't
yes,
know.
that's awesome.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, some kind of like that kind of character. I would love to have a character that was this deep voice, kind of like Kratos from God of War, but I just don't have the vocal register for that. But um,
Okay.
And then also
Have you
kind of
tried
like
it?
another character is yeah, I have a recording of it. I can't do it in person. I think my voice was just in the mood that day. But let's see if I can find the recording
Okay.
of it on my phone. But let's see. Oh shoot, these were a long time ago. Let's see if I can find them. Hmm.
Well, Shenwu, while you're looking for that, I was gonna offer, if you want to go the strategy of when you're making your acting reel, if you really want to look good by having a
Mm-hmm.
horrible supporting actor, I would be more than
Mm-hmm.
happy to act in one of your reels. Cause imagine
For
if I was in
my
one.
voice reel.
No, your acting one.
I mean, honestly, it's not like I need a. I mean, they'd probably only be shown for um, like a couple seconds, and like probably like 1 or 2 seconds. So definitely. The only problem is I would need you to be in New York. Someone knocking on my door? What the hell?
Oh.
I think someone's knocking through the wall.
So,
Maybe.
sorry, that was me, Shinwoo. I'm knocking from heaven.
From heaven.
Yeah, as the voice of God, I'm just trying to get your attention. But
Ah.
Of, of,
Well,
of
you have
course
my
it was
attention.
Brendan.
But I think I found it. I think I found the deep voice one, but I don't know if it's
Yeah,
that
let's
good.
hear
But
it.
Every kill that was made was for justice. That is what I thought when I
Dude.
was an ignorant fool.
Oh.
I now have learned that every kill comes with consequences that I will not be able to escape.
so that was one of
No
the
way
deep.
that's you.
That was like a deep voice one. Yeah, it was. Every. I don't know if I can get it right. I don't
Shinru,
know if I
that's
can get
awesome,
into it right
man.
now. Every. Oh no, I don't think I can do it. Wait a minute. Every kill that I have made was for justice. Something like that. I don't know. It's hard though. I can't do it for. The thing is, as a voice actor, I learned that you have to be able to do these these voices for hours at a time. So
Yeah.
if you can't do those voices for hours in a booth, then it shouldn't be on your reel. Because what happens when you're in the booth and they're like, let's do like a 6 hour recording, and you're like, okay, and you can only do it for 30 minutes. You would look like such a fool in the room, like
Mm.
it'd be so unprofessional. So you never you want to make sure that there's something that you can sustain, and also something that is also in your range. But no, but I think if I keep practicing that, it could be something that I can utilize. But obviously, there are so many awesome voice actors out there that have a much more beautiful and deeper voice than I. So it's definitely not the roles I'm going for. But if I have to, you know, voice multiple characters, like multiple side characters, then yeah, I'll bring it out of the toolbox once in a while. So yeah.
For sure. Well, okay. Well, first of all, I was a fan of the first one you did, but I was even bigger fan of the second one. But I also think you have a naturally nice voice, like just your normal voice. So I don't
Oh,
know what's
thank you.
wrong with that either.
So I would also have I would just also just use, my first part of the reel would also just be my normal voice. Absolutely.
Okay,
Um, yeah, yeah, yeah.
very good. Okay, no, that's good stuff, Shenwu, and I hope you get that representation soon. Then, uh,
Hmm.
maybe by next summer, no later than the next year. That's good stuff.
Hmm.
And then real quick with the restaurant, the name of the restaurant is
Hmm.
Steak and Lobster, right? Or you just serve steak and lobster?
It's burger and lobster.
Burger and Lobster. Burger and Lobster. That's the
Yeah,
name of the restaurant.
it's yeah, it's a chain. It's like a chain restaurant that originated in London. And they have 5 locations. They have 5 locations in over there, and then they opened 2 locations in New York City. They have a location in, I think, in Dubai, and they have like a couple other locations globally. So it's not like they have a lot, but I think they have at least they probably at least have like 15, around 15. Um, but yeah, it's just a place where you can get burgers and lobsters. And I mean, the food's good. Like most of the food's pretty good. Like I enjoy it. I probably enjoyed their their brunch burger the best. Um, and they just
Okay.
got sweet potato fries, and they actually are pretty awesome. So yeah. Anything else about the restaurant shop?
What comes on the brunch burger?
Honestly, it's just a 10-ounce patty, the sesame seed bun, the fried egg on top with the maple bacon jam. Oh my God, that's honestly what makes the
Mm.
burger. It's just the maple bacon jam that makes the burger. Yeah, I don't
I don't
know,
know.
something
Something
about
about
it
it
is
is
just
just
so
so
good.
good.
It sounds like the burger that I sent down from heaven.
God has spoken to me. I must be a prophet of God. If God's stepping on my doorstep like this every time, I must be a prophet of God. I don't know.
That might be the case. Okay, very
No,
good.
I am
How
not,
high
I am
end
not
of
the
a
prophet of
restaurant
God.
is it?
It's not like a high end.
It
It's not like a Michelin star restaurant, but um,
okay.
yeah, it's not like, I think on like maps it's like a $2 sign restaurant.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I gotcha.
So yeah. So it's not like the most expensive. Yeah, I mean, it's not like the cheapest thing. It's not the cheapest thing either, but it's not the most expensive. But it's a restaurant chain. Uh, but yeah, I mean, yeah.
Would
But
it
I'm I'm
be
I'm pretty
kind of the
happy. I'm pretty
equivalent?
happy there.
Nice, that's good. Would it be to would it be kind of an equivalent to Red Robin? Imagine if Red Robin served lobster, kind of like that feel, that style.
I would say not really. I mean, maybe in the not really, because we have our menu is very small. It's actually very simple. All we sell
Mm.
are are like 2 types of burgers, or I guess 3 types of burgers if you're including brunch. But we only serve like 2 or 3 types of burgers, and the burgers are only different. Like the 2 burgers, honestly, for dinner is only a difference of size of the patty. We only sell lobsters, and we only sell lobster rolls as our entrees, and then we have oysters, for appetizers. Um, that's pretty much it. We really just sell burgers and lobsters for the entrees. Like
Mm.
there's nothing more to it. Yeah. So the menu is super simple,
That's pretty awesome.
and
Okay.
like Red Robin, like they have like a yeah, Red Robin has like a bunch of crazy burgers on their menu, and their menu's pretty big, but our menu is really small. Like there's not a lot on it, which I appreciate. Like there's no reason for your just keep this simple things. Like make sure that you keep the main things good, and then not do a bunch of extra stuff on your entrees. Um, but yeah, I mean, actually, our executive chef, he was like making like before the coronavirus, like he was like making these new appetizers, and like there were
Hmm.
kind of like some like pretty good, interesting looking appetizers. Something that I was like, oh, that this would be awesome to sell at Burger and Lobster. Um, but it was shut down because of the coronavirus. I think I'm not exactly sure what the full story was. Like I want to ask him about it, but um, yeah, it was like I don't know what it's called, but I don't know what it was exactly. I think it was like thinly sliced fish, like raw fish, which was like in like some kind of sauce, and it was plated very nicely. Um, I don't know what it was called. Um, Maybe I'll ask him when I go back to work. But yeah.
That's interesting. Okay. Well, hey, I can dig it. I mean, if I'm in New York, I'm definitely gonna be stopping by. Uh, I'm just gonna be stopping by this place and probably getting a burger and a lobster because I can dig both of those.
Yeah,
And
the combo is really good. Like the it's I think it's 35. It's either 35 or $37 for no, I think it's 35 for a burger and lobster combo. So you get a 6 ounce
okay,
burger and a pound a quarter a pound and a quarter. Wait, I'm sorry, 1.25 pound lobster. With the side
whoa.
of fries and salad. Yeah. So, pretty good value
Hmm.
actually to get a lobster and a burger and fries and salad, you know, for only 35. It might even be 33, but for only like $35. Not a it fills me up crazy. It's so filling.
Are they? Are you big into alcoholic beverages there too? You got a lot of
Yeah, we have a
beer on tap?
yeah, we have a bar. Yeah. They have like there's a bartender that um made her own drink, but
Hmm.
we have some cocktails and like we have a I think we have a pretty nicely stocked bar, but I'm not really much of an alcohol drinker, so I wouldn't be able to tell if our you know like at what level our bar was, but I mean like a whole wall is dedicated to like we have a huge bar like we have a huge bar stand that like you know and the walls are just filled with alcohol, wines, champagne, whiskeys, gin, vodka. But also, I'm not a big alcohol drinker, so I wouldn't know.
Sure. No, well that's cool to know that there is a bar. So that tab can really run up quick. I mean, you're talking about the mid 30s for a combo of a burger and lobster, but
Hmm
if an alcoholic beverage was ordered, that can easily get up to the mid 40s into the 50s, and then if you include a tip, you get maybe get into the 60s too. Hey, I would tip
Yeah, for
well if
sure.
I was there.
Well, they would appreciate that. Because, dude, it's
Hey, I'd
crazy,
be
but
asking
like,
for
dude,
you.
people
I would
really
not
do.
be showing up to this place unless you were my waiter.
But what is it? But you'd be surprised of how crazy they stiff you on tipping. Like, there's plenty of times where people like spend over $200 on their meals and they don't tip a single dime.
No,
Yeah,
not a
absolutely.
dollar.
Not even a dollar.
Oh, that's bad. Yeah.
Yeah,
Holy
and
shit.
sometimes people will just tip like on like a $100 meal, they'll tip like $5.
Is that a New York thing or what? Or is that
I don't know
just
if it's a New York thing. I don't know if it's a New York thing, but yeah,
or they're just
it's definitely
assholes?
yeah, I don't know. It's definitely frustrating for the staff because they work hard to make sure they get good tips, and right now all the workers there are pretty good, but it just sucks when that happens. Like they do a great phenomenal service and they get stiff like that. It's kind of demoralizing, but that's the name of the game, I guess. It's the name of the game.
Yeah, I'd imagine, from hundreds of customers, thousands of customers that go in there, it's bound to happen at least a couple times
Hmm
statistically. But nice.
hmm
Well, cool. That's good to hear, Shinmu, about what you're doing outside in your free time and for a job, and what your goals are. Because I know a lot of people in the league don't know what you're up to on a daily basis. So that's good. That's good for them to hear. Um, we'll
Yeah,
dive in a little bit into some football. Just a little
cool.
bit. We talked about the Derek Carr trade. We talked about the Dalvin Cook trade. Um,
hmm
why don't you tell us what your off-season plans are? Will you be making some trades to try to compete next year? What is your goal for next season?
Um, let's see. So, what are my goals for next season? So, definitely, I would love to have some more draft picks. Definitely in the first and second round categories. And yeah, I mean, my again, my whole team is pretty tradable, but I'm not gonna trade people that I just traded for. I've gotten some interest in T Higgins, but I'm not interested in trading T Higgins. I just acquired him, and he's very young, very cheap. He's going to be a part of the
Who's
rebuilding
asking about T.
process.
Higgins?
I don't like to discuss about my trades. Um,
That's fair.
I like to keep it on the privacy, but a few people have been inquiring about him, um, I just acquired him, and I want to see where he goes. And I don't think Tyler Boyd's the answer for. I think T Higgins will be pretty good as well.
I disagree
Hopefully.
strongly. Go Tyler Boyd.
Uh, but yeah, uh, but yeah, I'm hoping T Higgins is going to be the answer, the receiver one for that team, and then Boyd can be a good number two. Um,
That's right.
but
Hey, I
but
props
yeah,
to you for not trading Higgins. I think he's phenomenal, and he will be.
hmm I like him. I do, and um, I'm hoping that Tua, I like the game I saw from Tua this last week. Um,
Hmm.
very happy about that, but um, there it is. That's right, Austin. I guess he can't. I guess he can't be the answer. I guess he can't. If AJ Green's coming back, especially if Alex starts repping the jersey, I mean, AJ is going to be unstoppable. But what is it? But yeah, I mean, I'm not sure how long this rebuild will take. I would love to do it as soon as possible. Um, I hope that it wouldn't take 3 years. It'll just take two. I mean, that's the hope. Um, it's tough. It's tough. Honestly, I've never felt like completely satisfied with my team before. And I think it has to start with the quarterbacks. It has to start. I don't think I've ever had a. I don't think I've ever had a season where I was super confident in my quarterback depth. So
Hmm.
I think that's where I'll start. I'll start with my quarterback depth. Um, hopefully, I mean, again, I have been trying to put the best players available on my team at the starting roster, and it's clearly a sign if I'm on a 9 game losing streak that they want me to have the first overall pick, and I'm not gonna purposely tank for it. Uh, besides the fact that I'm trading away all my starters, but obviously it's for the rebuild. But you know, with that first overall pick, I mean, I have to take the best quarterback available, and I think everyone knows who that is. If he does join the draft, and my first round pick, not even negotiable. There's no way anyone can convince me to give up that pick. No way, no how. Um, and what else? Um,
Yeah.
but
Well,
yeah,
you
I
you
think
took.
I think
I was gonna say you answered
what's
my
up?
next question. So I was gonna say, what are the chances that you trade that first pick because you are going to be asked about it quite a bit, assuming Trevor Lawrence enters the draft. Uh, but what about other players on your roster right now that you're looking to trade? Is there anybody
Mhm.
on your roster now that you want to throw out there for the league to hear that is available to them?
Here's the thing: the only players that I'm not going to trade on my team is going to be Tua because I just drafted him and he's a part of my rebuild process. T Higgins for the same reasons. Maybe he'll be the start of a good receiver depth. And then Young Ho Koo, the probably the best kicker in the league right now. Young Ho Koo, not tradable. Sorry, guys. I know he's a hot commodity. He is the best kicker in the league right now, but Young Hoku, I got to support my people, and he will stay on my team. But yeah, everyone else on my team is tradable, as long as I feel like the price is right.
Hey, that's fair. That's a good trio to build around right there. I respect that. What is it with you and having the number one kicker year in and year out?
That's probably the only position that I'm the best in, honestly.
Hey, Will Lutz is coming back. Will Lutz lost to Butker by like a point last year. I have faith in Will Lutz. He's going to be the number one when it's all said and done. He's coming
I
back.
actually think they tied last year. I think they tied last year, and that's why we split the damn kicker money.
Well, they split on the high for a week,
Mm-hmm.
but remember you and I had a bet. Yeah, they were tied going into the last week of the season, and
Oh,
then
right.
we made a bet, and I ended up losing that bet.
Mm.
I'm sensing a theme with
Yeah.
you making and losing bets, Scott.
Did somebody say
Here we
something?
go again.
I think I heard
either
something.
either God
I-
either God or the devil just stepped into the group chat. But
Well, here's
I don't
the
know. He's
thing.
gone
I'll
now.
respond to Brendan. A little bit. I'll save some for tomorrow. But I do not make losing bets, and I might have some outstanding bets right now. I have not lost them, nor do I think I will lose them. So no, I don't make losing bets, and I'll give proof. Um, and this will be a question for you, Shinwoo. I have been
Hmm.
quite profitable on these Chris Boydock lines. I won't say how much exactly I've won, but let's just say if for some really strange reason I lose to
Hmm.
Alex, it's not going to happen. But let's say, that does happen. I'm pretty close to
Hmm.
covering that bet with money I've won from Chris. Have you personally made any bets from the Chris Boydock lines that he's made?
No, I have not. I have not. Um, I personally have not done that. But on the topic of winning the championship, I mean, come on, man. I hope you do. I gave you two of my two of my best players, and Dalvin Cook has been just freaking bonkers these last 2 weeks. Um, I need you. I need you to at least make the playoffs with Dalvin Cook. I have to see him succeed. I have to see him succeed.
Yeah,
Good luck with
And
that.
I have yet to
there we
win
go
with
again.
Dalvin Cook on my roster.
And I don't know why, because he's giving you at least 35 points per week. Maybe I think at least 40.
Yeah, yeah, it's rough, but that's okay. That's all right. We'll make it through. But okay. What about Denzel Mims? You mentioned Tua, T, and Koo. But are you
Yes,
gonna hang on to
Denzel Mims
Mims?
is also not tradable on my team. Absolutely.
Okay.
Mims, he's the best. He's the best receiver on the Jets. He's a
Okay.
rookie receiver. He's the best receiver on the Jets. With the proper quarterback, that guy could go. He can go to some places. He's a great receiver.
Well, I
You
know
have
you're
to you
trying
have
to
to you have to
trigger
look
me
at it
with
this
that.
way. He hasn't had a full um what's the word I'm looking for? He hasn't really had a full
Season?
like he just came back from an injury. Yeah, he just
Sure.
came back from an injury, and he didn't even attend all the practices. That's the thing.
Hmm.
And the crazy part is he's still getting at least 3 or 4 receptions a game. You know, I mean, and also he's just the best receiver on the team. And he's I truly believe that Denzel Mims and T Higgins will be the start of my receiver depth. And by the second and third year, I think they will. I think they both be top 20 receivers. I truly believe that. And then in 3 to 5 years from now, they will be top 10 receivers. I mean, that's a big hope, obviously, but we'll see.
Well, for those around the league that don't know, Shinwoo and I had a bet this season about who would have more fantasy points between Mims and Crowder. And unfortunately, fortunately for Shinwoo, um, that bet was void because somebody missed 6 games. So Shinwoo,
Yes,
that
Mims
bet
did miss
is,
6 games.
yeah, but hey, I'm saying right now that bet is on the table for next season. We're
Absolutely. I think we already agreed on that.
good. Well, yeah, it's a deal for me. Mims will be the best, could be the best receiver on the Jets if Crowder goes away, but as long as Crowder's still there,
Ah,
Crowder's the guy. The guy.
we're back at that again. Hmm.
No,
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But again, I mean, here's the thing, guys. If you want to trade with me, I'm more than willing to hear an offer. Um, but you guys just have to offer me a trade. Just offer me a trade, and we'll go from there. That's how I traded with Scott. Scott sent me offers, and that's where we start. We start with people giving me an offer. Wow, interesting. This new statistic right here says that I am the best coach this season, and you are the worst.
do you want me to roast you, Shinwoo?
Go right ahead, man.
Okay, this is kind of fun. All right. I'm actually just kind of the messenger here. This was Ryan. Ryan has said this multiple times on his show, so I'm just kind of building off of his
Uh huh.
comment and other things he said. So you ready?
Uh huh. Yes.
Okay. There has been talk around the league, um,
Uh huh.
maybe some disappointment in
Okay.
the Mon Dynasty and your preparation coming into this season and your
Mm.
preparation slash effort throughout this season because
Ah.
you came into the free agent draft this season in what seemed to be a
Uh
very
huh.
unprepared fashion.
Uh huh.
And this season, you have not made a lot of free or waiver wire decisions. It, and that is despite your bench putting up big fat zeros when you have people like Josh Rosen, who is not on an NFL team. So, could you explain to the league uh, why the free agent draft went the way it did for you and why
Hmm.
you are reluctant to drop people like Josh Rosen?
Well, here's the thing. Did I prepare at all for the free agent draft? I absolutely did not. I did not prepare a single percent of my life. Well, I mean that's not true. I might have glanced around. Um, but here's the thing. I honestly had no idea where to start in the free agent draft. With the amount of players left in that free agent draft, I mean, were there some players that I was looking at and I was like, oh, maybe that other guy to get on my team? Yes. But when it came down to the wire and all the names that I've heard of, were taken, bro. I mean, there's players being named left and right of, yeah, Divine, Exigbo. I mean, who the hell is that guy? And you're right. I did draft Antonio Brown. I did draft Antonio Brown. But you know what? If I kept him, he would. I could start him right now. That's the thing. I could start Antonio Brown right now. So honestly, I just had to draft the people that I knew. I was also on a time crunch. I had something to do that day, so I had to make sure that I could get out of the free agent draft on a reasonable time. But yeah, I'll take responsibility. I definitely did not put much effort into that free agent draft. I will admit. And the free agent waiver wire, I mean, like I'm looking at it, and I honestly did try the first couple of weeks, but I mean, here's the thing. I mean, there's honestly really no one to get from the waiver wire, right? And I'm in the rebuild process, right? So, I mean, do I need to be deep diving into the waiver wire right now? No, not at all. Not at all. Now, Josh Rosen, you know, maybe in a long shot, Josh Rosen will be on a team and he might be a strong backup quarterback someday. You know what? Maybe a 1% chance of him being the starter. All right? Maybe I like an underdog story. And I believe Josh Rosen can be that underdog for my team. So, that's the reason for me having Josh Rosen on my team.
Hey, I
Maybe I just
get
like the
so
guy.
what.
Maybe I talked to him. Maybe I've spoken to him in person, and I like his vibe. Who knows?
Hey, that's fair. He was a former. I think he was like second overall pick. Maybe
Yeah, I think
I
he was a
know the
first round
Arizona.
pick.
Yeah, he's definitely a first round pick. Um,
Yeah.
and Arizona, yeah, Arizona went all out for him. That draft. So no, I get it. And one thing that we could all appreciate you. Or I'll speak for myself. Appreciate your honesty with everything. Even back to the first thing I asked you about being on Ryan's show, and I tried to get you to um take a dig at Ryan, but you know what? You were honest. You stayed true to yourself, and you speak the
Of course,
truth, and
man.
that's important.
Always do.
No, I like it. Well, Shinwoo, I'm going to end this show with some fun, as you say, like more fun questions, not football related. Um, and want to hear your answers on these.
All right, I'm ready.
All right, we'll stick to the say like sort of acting, movie, show uh, type of theme here. If there is
All
one
right.
movie in history that you wish you were in, that you wish you could have acted in, what would that movie be?
Like as a main character?
Yeah,
Like
or
as a
even, or
main
I
character
guess
on
even a supporting character.
um well, as a main character, I think that answer changes over time, but I've always been a huge fan of um, movie franchises in a in like a fantasy, not like fantasy world and like Lord of the Rings fantasy, but just like in a world where like it's a vast unique universe where um, it's definitely it's based, it's not um, something that's capable or realistic in this current in our current timeline. So the Mun Dynasty stock market shares just went negative based off those explanations. Well, here's the thing, Ryan. With my stocks going down, the truly the people that truly see the value in my dynasty, they'll invest and they'll reap the rewards with me. At the end of in like 2 years, they'll reap the rewards. So you know,
Hey, if they're if they're that
it's just the standard stock market, man. Just the standard stock market.
yeah, if your stock is that bad, you might as well buy in, right? You got to buy low.
That's right. Buy in. But so I would say that it'd be really cool to be in like the. It's probably like a kind of like a kid answer, not really an actor answer, but more of like a fan answer. But I love to be in
Hmm.
like a Star Wars franchise or like a Harry Potter franchise as one of the main characters. Because honestly,
Sure.
if you really look at it in Harry Potter, the characters in Harry Potter, like they're so memorable, and they were done so well. Like a character like Severus Snape, like I truly analyze that role of what uh, Alan Rickman did, and he was phenomenal, dude. Like he was absolutely phenomenal. Um, and I want to be I want to be on a franchise where I have the most fun. You know, like I don't have to win awards. I don't have to impress anyone. I just want to make sure that it's entertaining and I have a great time being on set. So being on like a franchise like that, you know, would be cool. Um, but like movie and actor wise, just like for just a pure acting standpoint, I think um, like movies like A Marriage Story on Netflix, I think those are so great. Like that movie is so good in my opinion, and I think the writing's phenomenal. Um, and I hear the
That's
director is
Scarlett Johansson and Adam Driver, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I think that I mean I obviously can't play that role because I'm 23, but um, but yeah, but like I would love to be, you know, I just I want to be on movies and shows that gives me some kind of emotional response. So definitely like shows like Parks and Rec. The writing on Parks and Rec is amazing. Um, shows like um, what else? What other shows are good? Oh man, like being on a show like Firefly. Oh, I'd love to be on a show like Firefly. I'm a huge fan of like the sci-fi fantasy genre, for sure.
Hmm.
Um, um, or like be on like a show like there's a show called Falling Skies, and it was pretty good for like one season, and then everything else was kind of eh. But and then yeah, but the thing is, I wouldn't want to be on these shows forever. Like I would only like on a show wise, like I would only want to be on it for like a max of 3 seasons, because I don't want to be typecasted and only remembered for that role, because I want to do a bunch of different things.
Mm.
So yeah, I guess I would say I'm not really like the what is it the actor to like the chameleon actor like um like Daniel Day Lewis. Like I'm not trying to become an actor like Daniel Day Lewis. I'm not.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, I mean I just want to have fun. That's really what it is. I want to have fun, make sure I do a good job, and tell really good stories.
I think that's awesome, Shimu. And in terms of that your answers and what you're interested in, like for what it's worth, like you're kind of speaking my language too. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. Uh, huge Star Wars fan. I plan on seeing Avatar. I know you're a huge Avatar fan. And I'm excited to watch that show.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think the sci-fi world is the best when it's done right. I think sometimes it can be
Yes,
overdone
absolutely.
and not always great, but that's
Yeah.
awesome. Um, last question. This is the last question because you kind of answered a lot of the questions. Um,
Hmm.
all in that answer, which is good. Um, but who is your favorite actor and or actress of all
Mm,
time?
of all time? Hmm, that's tough. Um, that's tough. Um, of all time? Oh man. Honestly, I really don't have one. That's the thing. I really don't have
Mm.
one. Like I know a lot of people have those, but I really don't have one. But I would say, hmm, that's really tough. I really don't have one. But I would say that, um,
Is there anybody that sticks out that you think is amazing? Well, that you respect a lot.
oh, you know what? I would say my favorite actress of all time right now would have to be Natalie Dormer. Um, she was the actress on Game of Thrones. She was Marjorie Tyrell. I don't know if you know that character, but
Mm.
um, but like her character, was so. Man, she was so beautiful. She was beautiful and elegant, and like she was like, oh, she was so intelligent too. That's the thing. She was so intelligent and knew how to act and use her words in the proper in different situations. Because she was married off to Joffrey in Game of Thrones,
Mm,
and
hmm
Joffrey's a monster, but the way she was able to communicate and kind of manipulate Joffrey into getting what she wanted was was so expertly done, and it was so expertly executed as an actress from Natalie Dormer. Um, yeah, I mean, like, and she just has this charisma on screen that blows me out of the water. And oh, and I forgot his name. Let me look him up.
Is she in anything else that you can think of besides Game of Thrones, or no?
Um, I'm not gonna lie to you. I honestly think I've only seen her in that show. I'm not gonna lie, but this just the performance was just so mesmerizing to me that it sticks in my mind. So probably right. Oh, but actually, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Rachel McAdams. I absolutely love Rachel McAdams. I think she also has a charisma, this presence, this on film like on camera presence to her. Like Rachel McAdams is a in anything. She's a treat. She's a treat to watch. Um, and I've seen a couple movies
Mm.
that she's been on. So absolutely Rachel Mc and she has really good range too. That's the thing. So Rachel McAdams, Natalie Dormer for actresses. Um, for actors, um, I love Keanu Reeves. I think that guy might be one of the most genuine souls on the planet. Obviously, I can't vouch for that because I've never met him. I would have to meet him in person to really figure that
As
out.
God, I can confirm that Keanu Reeves is definitely going to heaven. So
Yeah, dude, Keanu Reeves is a great guy. Again, I would love to just meet him, just to get up, just to, you know, I'd love to meet him. Maybe have a conversation, have a dinner with him, a lunch, just a full day with him. Um, and and I mean, he's awesome in the John Wick series. I'd love to be in a John Wick series, absolutely. I'd love to be in a franchise like that. What else? Oh, and also, um, he's he used to be in a show called Deadwood as L. Swearingen. He was also in a show. What was it called? I forgot what the show was called. It was about like gods and stuff. He was like Odin or something, and he was also in a show. He was also in the John Wick franchise. But that guy also has just unbelievable charisma. I just like actors with really great charisma. Um, but yeah, I guess those are my favorite actors at this current time.
Ian McShane. Okay.
Ooh, would I
Us.
be a
Ian
villain or a
McShane.
co-hero in John Wick? Um, I would like to be a co-hero, honestly, because um, I think they already went all out with the Asian villains in John Wick 3. So
Uh,
I'd love to be a co-hero in John Wick. And I don't know what that is, but oh, is this a trailer? Oh, is that the John Wick trailer? Wait, is that the music from the fight scene?
yes,
Yeah, I'm supposed to be hearing a lot of gunshots right now.
sorry. As God, I just had to give a little tribute to John Wick and also the Vegas Golden
Absolutely.
Knights. That's It's what they walk out to. It's so sick.
Dude, the
Anyway,
John Wick series is done so well. It's so wacky. It has so many like anime qualities, but also it's just the universe is actually really specific and well written. Um, each movie keeps expanding the universe of John Wick, and I mean it keeps you engaged, you know. And even though it gets crazier and crazier and crazier, you just can't help but just be enraptured by the action and the cinematography and the music and the character. Just everything about it is so great. It's pretty much an anime, a live action anime in the American industry, done almost perfectly. Um, but yeah, um, I forgot what I was gonna say, but yeah, I want to be a co-hero for sure. Would I be able to do it well? Maybe after a couple of, maybe a whole year of training in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu with my boy Rybread, doing some more sword training with some other people, just doing a lot of physical training, getting my body in a physical state, gun handling, you know, for a full year of training, I think I'd be able to do a good job. Um, but also, I think if I was like in my late 20s, I'd be a pretty good fit in that universe for sure.
Oh, dude, for sure. I think you'd be awesome there. I mean, you have the flexibility for it, and I think you could easily get into the shape needed to be a character in that show. I think
Hmm.
yes, especially in your 20s. I think that'd be awesome if that ever happened. Dang. Let's hey, you know what, Shinwu? Maybe this show, Deep Diving with the DCs, is just the launch you need to get your career going. And someone from the John Wick series is gonna see this and be like, I want this guy.
Oh man, that'd be great. And I mean, that guy can absolutely reach out to us. I will immediately respond. And yeah, I mean, any amount of training they want me to do, I will do it. Absolutely.
That's what's up. Well, cool. Shinwu, that's all I had for you. Um,
Hmm.
I know we were probably supposed to start like 4 hours ago, and I appreciate your patience with everything today with the technology issues.
Hmm.
Um, I will say, I'll say something real quick. Tomorrow I am going to be on the Heroes Hot Seat, and I am excited for
Ah.
that. So
Hmm.
as I go off into the sunset as a host, um, I will spread the love elsewhere and try to be friends and promote other shows now. So feel free to tune in tomorrow for everybody out there. I'll be on the Heroes Hot Seat. And
Mm.
for everybody that threw shade at, especially the Boy Docs, don't take that personally. But I'm definitely gonna be coming back after you tomorrow. Just be on the lookout there. Um, but Shinwoo, it was great having you on this show, and I appreciate you. I appreciate you doing this.
No, I mean, again, thank you for giving me a chance to be on your show and for being the last person to ever be on the show. And Brendan, thank you for helping us out with the stream. Much appreciated. This could not have happened without you.
yeah, not a problem. Um, happy to play God for the evening. It's been a
Absolutely.
blast. And just to hype up the show tomorrow night even more, I'm sure Scott can attest to this, but it's gonna be spicy. There is
Oh
some
wow.
rumblings about the hot seat that it wasn't hot enough, and so I took that
Whoa.
personally. And the hot seat tomorrow night is going to be a it's going to be a kiln, and hopefully Scott comes prepared and ready to go because he's not getting any softball questions in the hot seat tomorrow night. Let's put it that way.
Wow. All right. I'm sorry to miss it live. I have work tomorrow night, but I'm very excited to see the recording of this.
He's, I'm glad Brendan's hyping it up. Definitely want
Mhm.
people tuning in, but we're prepared for anything here at the Dynasty Champions organization. Nothing scares us. We'll be ready to go.
If nothing scares you, then by all means, everybody in the league, please send me your spiciest questions for the DCs, and they will be featured on the show tomorrow night. No problem. No questions asked. You can ask me. You can send me any question, and I will ask it to the DCs. As long as it is appropriate to say on the air, it's being asked. So uh, send in your questions, and we're gonna put the DCs. We're gonna put the DCs on a heater tomorrow night. It's gonna get a little toasty and sweaty for them in the hot seat. So
Oh,
Get
man.
your questions in, everyone. Especially you, Alex. If you have any questions, put them in there. I'm calling you out, Alex. Look cool. All right, we'll head
All
off. I
right.
know it's
There it
late.
is.
Jesus, it's 12:30 for you, Shinwoo. So we'll
Yeah,
get out of
that's all
here.
right though. It was a good time, and I had a good time. And if anyone ever wants me on their show, I mean, hey man, I've now finished my contract with Scott. And I'm just a free agent in the market, so always available.
Cool. Well, heard it here first, Brendan and Ryan. And yeah, thank you, Brendan, for doing this. My incompetent self or Wi-Fi or something didn't cut it.
yeah, no problem. Yeah, just let me know when you're ready to sign off, and I will take care of the rest. So.
Yep,
Oh man, I think we're ready to sign off.
we're good.
All right, it's been deep diving with the DCs. Tune in tomorrow night for the Heroes Hot Seat, 8 p.m. Peace.